recording. This definitely shows the recording symbols. That's
We
good.
have to start with assignments.
I'll go with you then. I'll go with you when it's relevant.
Yeah.
Because you are doing, if you're doing the course forum post, you are already doing assessment.
Yeah,
That is assessed. So I think for this one, the assignments are kind of due a bit further down the track. So
Oh, was it April, was it?
a bit June for these ones.
June.
But for the other paper, for the other one, I'll give it out next week when we do the external environment. There's no point in giving you the assignment until we've covered the content.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? Like the assessments on the external organisation environments. There's no point me giving that out until we've done the learning. And it staggers it a little bit. Okay. So this week, anyway, first and foremost, we will just review what we covered last week. Okay. So remember what we covered last week. Last week, can you name the 5 functions of HR management? According to the reading in Rudman.
I can't remember them.
Or name 5 functions, yeah, name 5. Any 5. What does HR do?
I've got a few of them on my hands. I know what it is, but I'm trying to think of the words. The words escaped my mind.
So I think about recruitment.
Yeah, sorry. I will get there. My
That's
brain
right.
is just
Just
very,
jogging
very
memory.
slow today.
I think I'm putting you on the spot first one.
Yeah, no, it's good, it's good. I'm thinking. Hope you don't mind me writing your
That's all right.
So, being the ties between management and staff, yeah, like you said, recruitment, organising or upskilling and training for staff, being up to date with legislation and health and safety, and like writing up and creating job descriptions. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything from, job analysis, job descriptions, interviewing, selection, recruitment, training, development, induction, orientation,
Yeah.
performance management, rewards and remuneration, health and safety,
Yeah.
and employment relations, and resolving problems. Yeah, it all comes under that big umbrella, so it's huge, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is the key difference between hard and soft HR management?
Soft HR HR management is more looking into what the staff need to help them grow and do well in their job. So that's more of like having job benefits and things like that. And then hard HR management is working closer with the boss or managers and how to utilise staff.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, no, that's good. And that's a good description. Yeah, so hard is definitely taking that more sort of theory X approach that, you know, employees and resources and we use them as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
Soft, we take that more human perspective and assume that employees want to be at work and are motivated, and we treat them accordingly.
Yeah.
So you look at employee well-being and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And can you describe a typical HR structure for a large organisation?
You probably have HR manager. What's the other one? So HR administrator. Is that?
Yeah. Probably an HR administrator, definitely.
And they would come under the HR manager, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can't remember. There was another one, wasn't there?
Yeah.
What was the other one?
HR advisor is a common position. Yeah.
And both those two would come under the manager, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so you might have an HR manager and an HR, multiple HR advisors.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you might have you might have an overall HR general manager and then managers of specific HR functions, so a training development manager, a rewards manager, a performance management or recruitment manager, and then HR advisors under each of those as well. So you could,
so would that be the typical for like a large?
for a large, I mean, there is no such thing as a typical structure for a large organisation. It's a bit of a loaded question.
Yeah.
But I guess, just getting that idea that there's multiple levels of HR.
Yeah.
So, HR director, HR general manager, HR manager, HR advisor, HR administrator. You've got multiple levels. So you can have some vertical differentiation, but you might also get that horizontal differentiation where you get those specialisations in particular functions of HR.
Yeah.
So you'd often have a payroll manager or
Yeah. Will payroll come under HR?
yeah, often it often comes under HR. Sometimes it's seems separate, or it comes under accounts and finance. But it is still, it's kind of a combination between both. So they need to actually work closely together, because payroll obviously is to get things right, like annual leave. And there's been a lot in the news, around the fact that a lot of organisations have been miscalculating annual leave entitlements and things and paying them incorrectly. So how things are set up in payroll has to be guided and advised by HR in terms of what the knowledge and the legislation.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So, whereas a small organisation may have no HR manager, or they might have one HR manager managing all of the HR functions.
Yeah.
Okay, so that just gives us, last week was a bit of a focus on the overall functions and how things work. And we also talked a little bit about HR skills and things, I think, as well. Oh yeah, reviewing the job advertisements, and we looked at the sort of ads as well.
Yeah.
So to give you a good idea, yeah.
That was the HR video, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's coming with you? I can't.
No, I can't remember. It was a whole
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's definitely an interesting field to go into. You know, there's plenty of HR jobs out there if you know,
Yeah.
are keen on that as a career option.
Is it quite a hard career to get into?
It's not a hard career to get into. There's no specific, like, it's not like something like being a doctor or being a teacher or being a psychologist where you have to have a specific qualification.
Yeah.
It would be, you know, a lot of organisations will say, oh, you need to have some kind of qualification in HR
Yeah.
to work in that area, but then also there are a lot of people who start working in an organisation and end up falling or specialising into that particular area and then might upskill while they're there, or
Yeah.
you know, somebody might start as an HR administrator and then just work their way up the ladder.
Yeah.
So you don't actually have to have an HR qualification per se.
Yeah.
It's
People more not so much qualifications, more experience.
yeah, absolutely, and you get the experience with starting at the bottom and working your way up and getting, you know, watching and learning and paying attention. So,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a hard area to work in because you are a little bit the meat and sandwich between the organisation and the employee. You know, trying to balance the needs of both. And HR often seems to have a bad reputation. You know, like I talked about initially, line managers often expect HR to do certain functions, whereas HR are there to advise.
Yeah.
And line managers as to how to do those functions themselves. So there's that
Any kind of management
conflict.
is quite a difficult job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you are pushing them.
Yeah, and as we talked about on Monday night's class, that any level of management needs, like at top level of management and lower levels of management, you need different skill sets. But at all levels of management, you need human skills.
Yeah, you do.
So you need to be able to, you know, communicate effectively, resolve conflict between people, and you know, problem solve and engage and pacify and keep people happy and those sorts of things.
You have to know the staff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's definitely watch the video from. There wasn't a video on Monday.
Yeah.
Read stuff from Monday night's class, and if you've got any questions from it, I'm happy to go through it with you.
Yeah. I think I'll be a bit, HR will be a bit hard for me to get into, but I actually do remember going over for some management stuff as well, which is good.
Yeah.
So that
Should be
an
very
idea.
efficient.
Well, sort of, because it wasn't as heavy as this is.
Exactly. It should be.
But HR is
different.
different, yeah.
Yeah,
really
cool.
different.
Exciting. HR, so tonight we're going to talk about HR planning, which is, you know, probably one of the first steps in the process for HR, you know, like everything else probably falls in behind HR planning. So it is really that sort of it is ongoing, but we are looking at where are we now, what are our future needs going to be, and how are we going to fill that gap. So we have to match the organisation demand for labour with the supply of labour. So it also comes back to economic principles of supply and demand. And it's about being aware of that continuously changing environment that organisations are operating in, the changing legislation, changing economic environment. You know, just look around Greymouth and the changes to the health and safety legislation, impact on the mining industry, impact on the community as a whole. You know, those environmental factors. It'd be silly to sit there and think that life is going to go on as it is or as it has been. You know, if you're a small business in Greymouth, you probably want to be thinking, right, what do these changes mean for our business?
Specifically earthquake restructuring.
Exactly. What does that mean? What does tourism mean for our business? What can we get anything insightful out of understanding where our tourists are coming from? If they're coming predominantly from China, is there something we can do to increase our customer base? We've got a reduced sort of population here, but if we can better take advantage of the tourism influx, then we can actually continue to, retain the status quo or increase business.
Yeah.
And what does that increased business mean? It means we need more staff,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. So you're always looking at this from an HR perspective.
Mm.
So you've got to take the follow through and say, right, if the economy changes, how does that impact unemployment? How does that impact our availability of staff with the appropriate skills and knowledge and qualifications that we need?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of planning. So the benefits of planning is that it gives us a bit more kind of insight and control over what's happening for the organisation, and we can, optimise the workforce. We can look at, what talent do we need to have to achieve our strategic objectives, because we should link it back to the strategic objectives.
Yeah.
And then think about how we manage to recruit new staff, we may need to restructure and change the structure of the current staff, we may need to make staff redundant,
Yeah.
Or reduce staff.
Yeah.
We may need to focus on recruiting staff with specific skill sets. So that's closing those talent gaps, essentially. And we want to be seen as a strategic contributor to the organisation. HR should be contributing to the organisation achieving those top level goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And say if the organisation's objective is to be the leading provider of, say, tertiary education on the West Coast,
Yeah.
then what does that mean for the staff that we need to have on board? We need to have people who are experts in their field.
Yes.
And then we train them to be teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what generally happens here?
That's what generally happens with polytechs.
Yeah.
Is that you take people from industry
Yeah.
who are industry experts
Yeah.
and then train them to be teachers.
That makes sense.
We don't have generic teachers who are then specialised in a particular subject area.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously the benefit there is that you have people who have the practical hands-on skills
Yes.
and knowledge for the industry they're teaching. The downside is that they don't necessarily know about academic processes
Yeah.
or moderation or how to write an assessment, but that becomes part of their job. So that's why we have to the strategy is, if that's our long-term strategy, then the HR implications for HR planning are that we have to provide training in teaching and assessment.
Yeah.
So all our staff have to go through a national certificate in adult teaching and learning, basically,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that they can learn to be teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I suppose that's why I say, like the administrators as well have knowledge of NZQA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And some of our industry, people may not understand NZQA or unit standards or how all of that works.
Yeah.
So we have to train them in how that works, essentially.
Yeah.
But you can see that ultimately leads to achieving the strategic objectives, because we, have people who are experts in their fields, and students generally relate to that and go, I know you're a world-class chef and you're my teacher. Yay. That's fantastic. Or you've run a successful automotive business, and I want to have my own automotive business. So, you're somebody, it gives you that credibility, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's just one example, but ultimately we should be, in any organisation, tying your HR plans into the organisation's big picture goals. And that's sort of shown in this chart as well, which is on Moodle. So look at what are the organisation's mission and goals and strategy, but also analyse the key environmental information that you've got coming. So next week in Management 103, we're going to look at the environmental analysis. So that's particularly important to planning.
Yeah.
But we will talk about it tonight as well.
Yeah.
So, think about, okay, what did the change in the health and safety legislation, what impact did that have for the building industry?
costs them
Yeah,
a
huge
lot of
cost.
money.
Yeah,
Or
so
they try to figure out ways to avoid it.
yeah. So new legislation means tighter health and safety controls, means higher costs.
It means that you need to make sure that your staff know.
More training for staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got to have better training or more training for staff on what they're doing,
Yeah.
and that increases your cost. So how does that affect the business? If your costs are higher.
Well, generally that would come out of, maybe not entirely, but whoever is getting them to do the work.
Yeah.
Say someone has come and needs some work done on their house or renovations or whatever,
Yeah.
on the outside, generally they pay for
So mostly you pass that cost on to the customer.
Yeah.
What it could do is lead to a drop-off in customer demand for work.
Yeah.
That roof that I was going to replace because it was going to cost me 15 grand is now going to cost me 30 grand and I can't afford to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So it could result in a drop-off in business
Yeah.
if you're having to pass all of that cost on to your customer.
Yeah.
And what is the impact? This is just a possible scenario. The impact of that potentially is that you need fewer staff
Yeah.
because you actually haven't got as much work happening.
Yeah.
So then as a business owner,
Yeah.
you'd be thinking, how do I manage my staffing? And that's where, having casual or fixed term employees can be quite a useful strategy for some organisations where there might be peaks and troughs. They might get really busier over summer because that's when everybody does their roofs.
Yeah.
Not in the rainy season, but we don't want to employ somebody all year round because that's too much of a cost. So we'll just take people on a fixed term basis over the summer period to cover that.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? It means we don't have stability of staff. So how do we ensure that they all are still well trained in the health and safety that they need to know? You start going around in those circles, you see.
Yeah, well, yeah. I suppose some builders still keep their staff on, they just get work outside the roof.
Yeah, that's another option. Yeah, they might go, okay, well, we can see that there's a downturn in here. We'll keep our permanent staff, but we'll have to look at working in other areas.
Yeah.
So to Christchurch where there's a lot more demand.
Yeah.
So that's that flow-on effect. It's like
Yeah.
you can actually sit down and figure these things out before they happen.
Yeah.
So I think planning is about being proactive rather than being reactive.
Yeah.
So knowing what's going on in the environment, scanning and looking around is really important.
Yeah.
So what we do with planning processes, we assess the HR availability. Okay, so that is about what are lots of skills, the knowledge, the qualifications we currently have in the organisation. And so we might do a bit of an HR audit.
Yeah.
And I can talk about it in your textbook. Oh, you can go to this textbook, sorry.
Yeah.
No, you don't have this textbook, but that's just the HR audit. This is the textbook for the second. There are some chapters of this textbook on Moodle for you guys, but not all of it, because it's too much.
Yeah.
It just gets to be too much. But an HR audit essentially is, keeping a track of who's qualified, with what qualification, what other skills, knowledge, and abilities do they have,
Yeah.
that could be transferable into other positions or things like that. We can do turnover forecasts.
What is that?
So that's where we analyse the ratio of people leaving the organisation. And I think we do a turnover forecast, turnover analysis here. Yeah, I've got one on here. Show you. The number of people leaving the organisation by the average number of people employed in a given year.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, and that gives us an indicator of your labour stability, basically. So here's an example. Surridge Porridge is a manufacturer of breakfast cereals. It employed an average of 80 staff. During 2008, the business recruited 12 staff to replace 15 who left. So they've got the number of employees leaving is 15 divided by the average number of employees, which is 80 times 100. So their turnover rate is 18.75%. Is that a good turnover rate or a bad turnover rate? That becomes the question.
I consider it bad, but depending on.
Yeah, if you had 15 employees out of 80 leaving in a given year, would you be happy with that?
That's a lot, because that's a lot of advertising.
It is,
To
it's
replace
like
them.
to replace it. However, 18.75% is actually relatively common, I guess. I think the New Zealand average was around sort of 20% turnover rate.
Oh, yeah.
And in industries like hospitality, it's up around 30%.
Yeah.
So it is industry specific.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is giving an organisation, when you're looking at assessing your HR availability, if you know that your turnover rate is on average 15%, you know that 15% of staff are going to leave, you're going to have to recruit to replace approximately 15% of staff. That helps you with that planning process.
Yeah.
Especially if you can sort of get an idea of who those people might be or where they might be going. So have a go.
Possibly why they're leaving.
Yeah, that's why you can do, a lot of organisations will do a turnover or an exit survey when somebody leaves.
Yeah.
So you ask a whole lot of questions about why you're leaving, give us some information. They're not particularly reliable. People often aren't give the full truth in those scenarios. But, so have a go at this one. So firstly, you have to calculate the average number of employees.
The average number or the number?
The average number for that year. So the average would be 150 plus 132 divided by 2.
Divided by 2. Wait, say that again, 150. So yeah, so the average is 150.
No, average is 150 plus 132 divided by 2.
Divided by 2.
Because you can't just say that the number of employees was 150 for that year, because it wasn't. It was 150 at one point, and it was 132 at another point. So you've got to calculate the average, which is the difference between
Between those two.
Yeah, exactly. So
And then how do you calculate the turnover?
and then how do you calculate the turnover? You go back to that. So then how many employees left? So you go 150 minus 132.
Is that after you're doing the average?
Yeah, we'll work out each of those two
Oh, okay.
things.
I don't even know what 150 plus
141.
141 is that the first one, and the second one was the 18.
Yeah. So it becomes
So-
18.
So you what? 18 times 100.
No, 18
Oh, over.
divided by 141.
Oh, that's right. 18 divided by 141. And then what times that by 100?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what 18 divided by 141 is off my thread head.
So we come out at 12.77%.
Okay, 12.7%.
Yeah.
But what is 18 divided by 141?
It's 0.1276.
276. Wouldn't that be 12.8% 20?
Yeah. No. 12. If you round it up, yeah. 12.76, 12.77, 12.8. Depends how many decimal points you want to use, places you want to use.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah. But yes, around 12.8% turnover rate.
Sorry, I just needed to write that down so that people can.
Yes, you do a calculator or do it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's definitely an interesting exercise for an organisation to monitor turnover over time, because that will help you to predict, your future employment needs. And it's a bit of a benchmark. If you're consistently around 12.8%, whatever, and then 1 year it leaps up to 25%, you have to look and go, well, what happened in that year?
Yeah.
Some of it's natural attrition, people will retire or leave.
Yeah.
Some of it could be that they have a major restructuring in that given year and lots of people leave.
Yeah. True.
Because they're forced to, not out of their own volition.
Yeah.
Or it could be, that you employed a new manager and people just really didn't like the manager, and so that becomes obvious.
Yeah.
So you do have to sort of monitor that availability. We can also use recruitment and succession plans. So succession planning is essentially a process of going, right, we know that Kate's going on maternity leave in end of June or July, and Ian's potentially looking at retirement at some point in the future. How are we planning to meet the future staffing needs of the business program?
How are they doing that?
Let's just hope they'll be advertising any day now.
Yeah, but you're only going to be on for a certain amount of that.
I'll only be away for 9 months, but do they need to reassess whether they need, I'm only half-time, 1.5 tutors or all those sorts of things. But a succession plan is basically looking at, okay, what happens when this person chooses to move on? And often people will hit a ceiling where they can't go any higher.
Yeah.
And you know that eventually they'll leave for a better position somewhere else. So succession planning is about identifying people who could be, and you can call them, and there's replacement charts as well that you can do. It's just saying, well, look, Ariana has exhibited some, she's doing diploma management, she's exhibited some interest in getting into management. She's not ready now to take on a management position, but if she, after another 2 years of experience in the industry and completing the qualification, she might be ready to step up.
Yeah.
If so-and-so, at that point when so-and-so may be ready to leave.
Yeah.
So it's about identifying potential in the organisation and then working around it and saying, well, how can we support that? Do we give Ariana a mentor so that she has somebody who can support her to achieve that goal? Mm-hmm. Now, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that person that job.
Yeah.
Especially in the public sector, you legally have to advertise a job, a permanent, job. So it doesn't.
Which is a really silly thing, isn't it? Well, in my opinion, anyway.
It's about equal opportunity and employment, fairness and things. But you don't have to do it in the private sector, is the interesting thing.
It just does seem like a waste of time. Probably.
Well, if you've got a really good candidate there already available, but it's about transparency.
Yeah.
It is about transparency and reducing things like nepotism, just hiring people that you know because you know them. So it's about actually, we create a level playing field and we recruit somebody or appoint somebody based on the fact that they have the requisite knowledge, skills, abilities for the job.
Yeah.
Okay, and so if it got to that point where that job became available, we go, Ariana, we've been training you up for this, we think you're ready to apply, but you still have to obviously go through the whole recruitment process, and you may or may not be successful in that process.
Yeah.
So
it does. It's good in theory, I think, but it doesn't always work.
Yeah. Why do you think it's good in theory?
Because of all of the reasons that you just said that could stop people from bringing in someone that they already know, but generally you get a small town, people get jobs or people they know. But they still have to advertise positions legally, so that's what I meant, like it often probably would work in other ways it wouldn't anyway, and it's just
Yeah, and but you know, in terms of it's a sort of, you can do a minimal sort of advertising if you know that you have got candidates who are already appropriate.
Yeah.
It's definitely with succession planning, it's a good way of showing to people in the organisation that there are career development opportunities that they can, you know, actually there is potential for advancement. So it's a real benefit. And you know, this is all coming into, you know, thinking about who have we got, what are their skills, how are we potentially going to utilise those skills to our advantage, how do we retain our talent.
Yeah.
You know, it costs money to recruit and train
and
build people up. So let's hold on to them and use them in an effective way.
Yeah.
Or it could be we're assessing our HR availability. Okay, we've got 1.5 business tutors and we've only got one student in each class. Maybe we only need one business tutor. So it's about identifying, forecasting your HR requirements. You know, it's the other side of this. So we go, this is what we have, but this is what we actually need. And you do that, you base the need on your business plans, your budgets, what your resources are for the organisation. You have to look at designing the jobs and job analysis, so studying what people are doing. Job analysis process, which we'll talk about later, is looking at how does the work happen, what are the tasks people are doing, and you know, can we redesign that in a more efficient way. We can also look at your policies for HR, so what do we have to do? What are our legal requirements for staffing? So in some industries like childcare, we have to have a minimum ratio. You know, so we know that if we've got 30 students in preschool, that we have to have, I don't know how many tutors they have to have, I don't know what the ratio is. Do you know?
I cannot.
Is it 1 to 5 or something, 1 to 6?
I think it's more 1 to 5, but it might be 1 to 6.
I don't know either, but that's why you know, that's a legal requirement that they have to fulfill. So that's they base their staffing based on student numbers and also maybe a maximum occupancy for a building.
Definitely.
A lot of buildings have a maximum capacity as well, so you have to put that into the equation. So planning staffing for those sorts of organisations is quite tricky, you know. That's right. They're always like, oh, can you tell us when your child's going to be away over Christmas? You know, holidays. Are they going to be there for these days or not?
I know.
It's like, I don't know yet. The pressure.
Sorry.
You've asked me in November what I'm going to be doing in December. But they're trying to do
they are.
HR planning. That's what they're doing. They're going, these are the number of students we're going to have. This is how many staff we'll need. We can let these staff go off on leave. Or we can't. Or you know, we can bring in, we can't let anyone off on leave, or we'll have to bring in some replacement tutors or something to fulfill it so people can go off on leave. Because you have to plan for leave and things like that as well. I know. Technology, forecasting HR requirements, you can also look at the technology, you know, and how that affects your industry. A really strong one there, you know. Thinking like Ports of Auckland are moving to automated crane equipment on the walls. It's no longer going to have crane operators. It's going to be done by technology. So your plan there becomes, okay, well, we can see this change is happening, and our automated, you know, our self-driving trucks which are coming, we can see this change is happening. We're going to have to lay off people with these skill sets and recruit people with these skill sets. We need fewer drivers, we need more computer programmers. So you can see that that helps you to forecast those requirements.
Looking at the labour market as well.
Exactly. Where do we get these computer programmers from? And this is the government keeps putting this emphasis on, you know, your STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, because those are the subjects that are technology sort of focused, and that's where a whole lot of that work is heading towards,
Yeah.
implementing technology. I'm going to be a tutor that sits in a classroom is going to be redundant.
Yeah.
So is a textbook.
All books.
Exactly.
Hopefully not. But,
Hopefully not. Yeah. So this is the.
yeah.
So when you assess your availability and you forecast your requirements, you go, what's the gap? And how do we fill it is the next stage. The gap is we've got too many staff.
Yeah.
We haven't got enough staff. We've got staff with these skills, but we need staff with those skills.
Yeah.
So how do we fill that gap? Action planning, we need to think, okay, so either recruiting new staff with new skills, we redeploy people internally, so
Yeah.
we say,
Yeah.
okay, well, we don't need you in this job anymore, but we could really use you in this job. We outsource, we go, right, okay,
Yeah.
we get in some contractors to fulfill specific tasks that might be temporary or project based.
Yeah.
We have to train and develop. You've got those skills, we need these skills, we don't want to let you go, we'll retrain you. Yeah, so that you've got the right skills. Or could be redundancies. Okay, so actually you haven't got the right skills that we're looking for, and we don't think we can, or it's not enough positions available because we haven't got enough work.
Yeah.
So, and we can't retrain, whatever, then we have people redundant. And then you have to go about actually implementing. So action planning is coming up with a whole lot of different strategies around what are we going to do,
Yeah.
and then decide, so make a decision. So there's all these decision-making processes that happen, and then implement the best option, essentially. And then carry on.
Yeah.
So your environmental factors, I've talked about already, but I should have brought that up. What have I got there? Education, so focus of education and levels of qualifications. So you start looking at the data in terms of the number of New Zealanders who have a bachelor's degree and things like that.
Yeah.
Government, be high there. Government, just changed from a national government to a Labour government. What does that mean? It means I get 22 paid parental leave weeks instead of 18.
Free fees.
You guys get free fees?
Not me, but
No.
sadly. But
yeah, you'd think it would lead to higher student demand and maybe more demand for staff, but
I don't know that a lot of people know that it's actually coming though,
right.
because it's so new.
So yeah,
The free fees.
yeah, exactly.
Because even before we actually started,
Yeah.
we were like,
Is it in?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like our HR person wasn't aware that it had changed to 22 weeks paid parental leave from the 1st of July. She's
Oh,
like, yeah, sorry, you'll only have 18 weeks. So I said, no, here's the legislation. Well,
I'm 22.
I get 22 because my baby's due on the 5th of July.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the odds?
Yeah. Although you might
The change, yes, from the 1st of July. It doesn't matter if it comes early. If it comes early, I can take annual leave up until that point.
Up until that
and then
point.
I can
Ah,
take
yes, yes.
And then I can take it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the thing though, you've got to keep on top of those changes and know what the
Yeah.
implications are. I mean, it doesn't actually have an implication for the politics because it's the government that pays for paid parental leave.
Yeah. Well, they've got to just find someone to
Well,
work for the maternity cover.
yeah, but the maternity cover is longer than that anyway because you take unpaid extended leave, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, they've still got to come up with, they've still got to plan
Yeah.
for having somebody there to teach classes.
Yeah.
Unemployment rates link into that, so we see sometimes, but government economy has been reasonably stable and unemployment rates have been reasonably stable, but you might see big fluxes in unemployment rates when the economy changes and things, so that affects your available labour supply.
Mm-hmm.
When there's high unemployment, there's lots of people to choose from.
Yeah.
You can pay lower rates because
Yeah.
people are desperate for jobs.
Yeah.
When there's low unemployment, all of a sudden there's high demand for specific skills. People can be more picky and choosy. You might have to pay more. So all of these things impact on your strategies.
Mm-hmm.
Immigration, we've just seen a whole lot of immigration legislation change,
Yeah.
and people aren't able to get the visas in it for certain, it's only for certain work types and certain work conditions.
Yeah.
And so that affects, I was just reading an article about the impact, the fact that New Zealanders don't want to work in our orchards picking our fruit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently so. So that often, orchards are commonly using sort of cheap immigrant kind of labour.
Yeah.
But
It is a different kind of labour as well because it's seasonal.
yeah, the jobs Kiwis won't do is take a tour of the jobs that Kiwis can't or won't do. Fruit pickers, lacking in New Zealand, but lots of other jobs that people also avoid. So it's desperately short of skilled workers, and that immigration program is focused on recruited, skilled or economic migrants. Hospitality and food workers, huge shortage there.
Is there?
We can't get New Zealanders, don't want to get, Mount Cook Village doesn't seem to get New Zealanders who want to work there.
Depends on what the environment is like for that town and hospitality, because
Maybe I'll put this article up on
Yeah.
because it's fun. It talks about the changing job market,
Yeah.
annual change in employment by industry. So arts, recreation, and other services has decreased.
Yeah.
Science and technology has increased.
Yeah. I think hospitality I'm a bit surprised by actually, because I thought hospitality was one of the main types of employment for New Zealand.
Yeah, it is a huge employer for New Zealanders and, often students especially, but
Yeah.
there's works around semesters and things, but I think there was a specific one for a particular
Yeah.
areas, like New Zealanders don't necessarily want to move to rural areas.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that could be a cultural thing as well.
It is, yeah.
In that area, there might be, already had, people might know that that's not quite a good section of work in that particular area, because
Yeah.
Romans are working.
Well, people would often think hospitality, you work crappy hours because it's often,
Split
weekends
shifts.
and nights, you work split shifts, you don't get recognition or
Yeah.
you're paid or, it says,
It's not that bad.
you don't get a living wage of many of the jobs in the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
So, it talks about being reliant on immigrants and things, which we are
Yeah.
to some extent, but then we have to manage that, and that's where economic, our management policy comes in. We have to manage the balance between our unemployment of our Kiwis and, the skill sets that we need to fulfill the work that's required to be done. That's, exchange rates or dollars,
Yeah, sure.
yen, euro, dollar, those are all, and we'll see things like with Brexit and those big international, Donald Trump coming in, those big international changes actually have an impact for the New Zealand dollar and New Zealand economy.
Yeah.
And those will have a flow-on effect to employment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aging population is probably one of the biggest ones, that and technology, but the aging population that we have, what are the implications for organisations there, do you think?
For aging population,
Yeah.
is that you're going to have a whole bunch of people retiring and not enough people coming into those places.
Exactly, yeah. Or you've also got this aging workforce where they do have different skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are quite good skill sets, but
Yeah,
not
right.
necessarily aligned with
Technology.
the technology.
That's coming down, yes. And I suppose then you have a lot of pushing the retirement age up. You have issues with your older staff having health issues.
Yeah. So we have to work on strategies around that as an organisation. We don't want to get rid of that expertise.
Yeah.
But how can we use it more effectively? Well, we can look at retraining, or maybe we can look at reduced hours or job sharing, or something that utilises the strengths of those people.
Yeah, definitely.
Without, and utilises the strengths of the younger generation coming through.
Yeah.
Essentially. So it's not saying, they're just so old school, they know, use to us anymore. It's saying actually they've got a lot of experience in how
Yeah.
can we actually utilise that to our advantage.
Yeah.
So ageing workforce and the intergenerational stuff that starts to happen when you know have those older baby boomers and things mixing with the Gen Ys and what happens and you know you've got to manage that internally obviously. And technology, which I already mentioned, big changes. Yeah, it's just game-changing stuff happening. I mean, you can 3D print a house in China. You can print a whole house using a 3D printer. You know, how far away is that everybody has a 3D printer in their homes?
Yeah,
It prints out the tools that they need, the things they need when they need them.
Yeah.
What does that mean for places like Mitre 10 that sell, you know?
Yeah. If we even have large houses in the future.
Yeah.
Tiny house movement.
Tiny house. Yeah, what does that mean for all of those industries?
Yeah, like building industry. And, my brother is a builder, but he wants to go into building tiny houses or more natural houses. Like he's, gone on and done a workshop on how building an earthship.
Yeah.
Yes, you know.
Yeah, and that's about scanning the environment and being aware that there is demand for tiny houses.
Yeah.
That there is a focus on environmental and sustainability.
Yeah.
And aligning his business model with those. And that's a strategy.
Yeah, and that is new things that are coming in, new ideas that are being brought forward, like 3D printing. Yeah.
And he's going to, if he ends up having to employ staff, he's going to have to employ people who align, their values potentially align with those as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise they'll be like, why don't we just slap some,
Why don't we?
yeah, I'd be building. Unenvironmentally friendly product upon that, I don't know. Anyway, that's enough for today. So hopefully that gets you thinking a little bit about HR planning.
Yeah.
For this week, reading 3.1 and 3.2. I think one of them is this chapter in the textbook. And respond to the course forum post, which I haven't probably posted yet, which is worth 2%. But I think you've still got a few posts to catch up.
Yeah, one I could not find still.
Oh, okay.
Managed for management.
Okay.
I could not find the post.
I'll turn that video off and then I'll see. Can you get onto on your phone? Or?
I haven't, but I probably could be able to.